In this episode, we talk about the Geological Survey of India discovering potash reserves in Punjab. We also talk about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's France visit. But first, we talk about the revelations made in the Tirupati temple adulterated prasadam case. Hi, I am Niharika Nanda and you are listening to Three Things, the Indian Express news show. Last year, the Telugu Desam government of Andhra Pradesh had claimed that the Laddu Prasadam that was distributed to the visitors and devotees at the Tirupati's Lord Venkateshwara temple was adulterated with animal fat. This led to a nationwide uproar and a special investigation team was formed to work on the case. The investigation team has now filed a remand report according to which a firm that was blacklisted and disqualified from the tender process was allegedly supplying adulterated ghee to the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam or TTD, which manages the temple's affairs. Allegedly, the firm was using proxy firms to make this happen. Today, we are joined by the Indian Express's Nikhila Henry, who breaks down the case and the investigation for us. Nikhila, can you tell us what does the Special Investigation Team's remand report say?
So basically the remand report says that there is this particular company, Bhole Baba Organic Dairy Limited, which we will refer to as Bhole Baba Dairy, which has been supplying ghee to Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam temple, that is Sri Lord Venkateshwara temple, by using proxy companies. So this particular company, the Bhole Baba Dairy, was blacklisted in 2022, but it continued to supply ghee to the temple using proxy companies, AR Dairy and Vaishnavi Dairy, is what the remand report essentially says. So this is like a blacklisted company, which was basically giving ghee to one of the most famous temples in the country.
Right. And why was this company blacklisted to begin with, and who all has the report been filed against?
Yeah, so Bhole Baba Dairy was inspected by the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam authorities, and they found that the company was lacking in a lot of procedures, which they should have been following while making ghee. So they were not up to the standards is what the TTD basically felt, and they said that we will not be buying ghee from this particular dairy. The people who are accused in the case are Pomil Jain, Vipin Jain of Bhole Baba Dairy, who are the top executives of Bhole Baba Dairy, Apurva Vinayakant Chawda, who's the CEO of Vaishnavi Dairy, and Raju Rajshekharan, the MD of AR Dairy. So these are the four people who are accused in the case.
So after the original firm, that is Bhole Baba Dairy Limited, was disqualified from the tender process, it was using proxy firms for supplying the adulterated ghee?
What had happened was that already this Bhole Baba Dairy had reached an agreement with a proxy company called Vaishnavi Dairy by 2020, which had won the bid for supplying ghee, and they were basically channeling their ghee through this Vaishnavi Dairy. And also another company called AR Dairy, they were channeling the ghee through the AR Dairy. So the remand report also says that the Bhole Baba Dairy basically helped Vaishnavi Dairy and AR Dairy to even get the bid for supplying ghee to the temple. So basically it is one company which is getting the temple to buy their ghee without authorization through proxy companies. The remand report basically says that both Pomil Jain and Vipin Jain allowed Apurva Chawda and Raju Rajshekharan to act as their proxies. So there is this one point in the report which basically says that the Vaishnavi Dairy even had people of Bhole Baba Dairy work for them.
Right. And what we see is that this adulterated ghee then reached the devotees in the form of laddus as prasadam. So, Nikhila, can you tell us how was this entire issue uncovered?
Yeah, so what happened was that the companies, Bhole Baba Dairy kept supplying ghee, as I said, through these proxies. And, they were supplying ghee in tins and also through tankers, the two proxy companies, that is Vaishnavi Dairy and AR Dairy. So what happened was that in June 2024, when a new government had taken over in Andhra Pradesh. That is, the Telugu Desam Party, BJP, Janasena combined government had taken over, as against the YSRCP government, which was in power from 2019 to 2024. So they went for inspections of the content of the ghee. So there were four tankers which reached on consecutive days in June at the TTD, and samples from all four tankers of ghee were sent for testing. So these tankers had come from AR Dairy, and when the samples were tested, they found foreign content, that is animal and vegetable fat, in the ghee which was in these tankers. But the issue did not come to light till about September, when the current Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Nara Chandrababu Naidu, mentioned in an NDA meeting that even the previous administration or the previous government was so bad that even the ghee in Tirupati got contaminated. So he made a statement there, and that got picked up by the media, and then an investigation ensued.
Right, but how did the special investigation team uncover the fact that Bhole Baba Dairy Limited was actually using proxy firms in order to supply this adulterated ghee?
Right. So, as per we are going strictly by the remand report, and the remand report basically says that there were people, like for example, some people who were listed as top executives of Vaishnavi Dairy were in fact drivers in Bhole Baba Dairy. And there was money transaction between Vaishnavi Dairy and Bhole Baba Dairy and AR Dairy and Bhole Baba Dairy. So basically, what the special investigation team comprising five top investigating officers, two from CBI, two from the Andhra Pradesh government, and one from FSSAI, basically looked into the transaction between all three companies and found that they were acting, I mean, at least the latter two were acting on behalf of this Bhole Baba Organic Dairy Limited.
And Nikhila, can you tell us the course that the investigation took after the Telugu Desam Party claimed that the temple's prasadam was adulterated by animal fat?
Yeah, so once the controversy broke, there was a demand from several quarters that the government should get to the bottom of what really had happened. And because of which the state government constituted a special investigation team, or SIT. So they investigated the case. The case was first registered in the Tirupati police station, and that was getting investigated. And then there were petitioners who reached Supreme Court, who approached the Supreme Court and said that this whole issue should be taken into account. And then the Supreme Court constituted a SIT with two Andhra Pradesh state police officers in charge and one FSSAI representative in charge. And that particular SIT basically is doing the investigation currently, and that SIT directly reports to the CBI top officials in Delhi.
Right. And something like prasadam that every visitor of the temple receives and consumes requires to be of a certain quality. So, are there any checks in place for ensuring that?
Yeah, so there are checks in place for that. Like, for instance, physical inspections are done of the ghee and other ingredients which are supplied. And there is also, at random, samples are sent to reputed testing laboratories to check whether the ghee and other ingredients are, adulterated, or whether there is any problem in general. So the current government's contention is that these checks were not in place between 2019 and 2024 is what the allegation is. And now those checks have kicked in again, is what the government is saying.
Nikhila, now at this point, what is the current situation and how do we see this case going forward from here?
So right now, the SIT has arrested 4 people, including all the 4 accused who are named in the remand report, and the investigation is still going on. So we cannot predict what the outcome would be, but the investigation is quite dense in the sense that there is enough evidence which they have gathered in terms of electronic evidence and money transaction evidence and even personnel. I mean, they have looked into, who were the people who were instrumental in doing this. And so we can only say that the investigation is going strong, and it is possible that, we'll get to see whether there are more people who are involved in the case or not.
Next, we talk about potash reserves in Punjab. The Geological Survey of India has identified reserves of potash, which refers to potassium-bearing minerals that are primarily used in fertilizers in Punjab. On 6th February, Punjab Mining Minister Barinder Kumar Goyal said that the government will explore potash mining in Fazilka and Sri Muktasar Sahib districts, where surveys previously detected large mineral reserves in 3 mining blocks. But the farmers of the area have some concerns regarding the mining process. To learn more about the reserves that have been discovered in Punjab, the significance that they hold, and the concerns that have been flagged regarding the mining of the mineral, we have the Indian Express's Raakhi Jagga joining us. Raakhi, to begin with, can you tell us about potash as a mineral and the significance that it holds for India?
Potash, it refers to the potassium-bearing minerals that are primarily used in the fertilizers. Over 90% of potash is used as fertilizer, and it is one of the 3 primary minerals, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which we popularly call as NPK. And according to the officials of the Indian Mineral Book 2021, potash can be used on all the plants to boost plant health and nutrition, as well as to increase the crop yields. While all the potash fertilizers, they contain potassium, there can be a number of different forms in which it exists. So, among these forms is a sulfate of potash, a premium potash fertilizer that is free from chloride. And on the other hand, muriate of potash, it contains some chloride. So while this sulfate of potash, it is used primarily for the high value crops, usually the leafy crops, fruits and vegetables. The muriate of potash, it is commonly used on the carbohydrate type of crops such as wheat, paddy. So India imports around 50 lakh ton of potash annually. We are dependent on potash as of now from the other countries.
Right. And where in Punjab have these potash reserves been discovered, and when were they discovered?
Potash reserves have been found in 2 districts of Punjab. They are Muksar and in Fazilka, and also in a few of the blocks of these districts. In Muksar, it is in Kabarwala block. This block has a few of the villages, 4 or 5 villages. And then in Fazilka, it is the Sherewala and Ramsara block. And Shergad and Dalmir Kheda also. There are 4 blocks in Fazilka. These Geological Survey of India, they had been visiting these districts from quite some time, and according to the Mining Department of Punjab government, they visiting in 1980s as well. But from 2017 onwards, they had been visiting these districts regularly. They first visited in 2017, then in 19, 21, 23. Even in 2019, they had located the reserves. And by 2024 July, they got permission from the Punjab government to go ahead with the auctioning and all. But so far they haven't gone ahead with the mining.
But despite getting the permission to explore the reserves, why has the mining process not begun yet?
Although they discovered these GSI department, they had discovered potash deposits in both these districts. In 2019, and its location is about 450 meters below the surface. Despite that, while in the Fazilka block, they still need to research more. This is what the Mining Department of Punjab told us. But in the Kabarwala block, it is ready for auctioning as of now. Earlier, though, they were doing so many other researches as well. But now the Kabarwala block is ready for auctioning. But at the same time, the farmers which are located in those villages, they have an apprehension that their land will be acquired and they'll go landless. Kind of these apprehensions are there. So the state government, they have to address all these apprehensions, and further the GSI, they have to undergo few more surveys for the Fazilka block. So that's why it's facing a delay.
Raakhi, can you tell us a little bit more in detail about the farmers' concerns?
Yeah, first of all, the primarily concern is of the farmers only, that they are having an apprehension that their land will be acquired. Although the Punjab Water Resources and Mining Minister Barinder Goyal, he told them that the land will not be acquired and this extraction will be done through a drilling process. But the farmers, they are so far not convinced with his reply. They said that give us in writing whatever you are saying verbally. But apart from that, the farmers, they are having an apprehension that, these are the 2 or 3 blocks. Tomorrow the area may increase because the farmers, they told us that the department is doing some more surveys as well in other regions of the Muxar district as well, which the government so far they have not confirmed. And the farmers saying that if the drilling process will go on, so will it affect the water quality? And at the same time, it can have an effect on the general life as well of that area. So there are so many other apprehensions apart from the environmental hazards. They are saying that whether it will affect the soil. They are having these confusions which are not yet been addressed to them properly. So that's why they are suspicious about all this.
And are these concerns by the farmers well placed? What do the authorities have to say regarding that?
All these years, these surveys were going on, but the government authorities and even the GSI, they were never very vocal with the farmers on these issues. But it was only last week, only I think on February 6th, when the Punjab minister he visited both these locations. And although he had tried to convince the farmers that land will not be acquired and the groundwater quality will not deteriorate, and we will be taking care of the farmers' interests first of all. But the farmers, they are not convinced as of now.
And Rakhi, have potash reserves been found in some other states in India too?
Yeah, potash reserves, they have been found in Rajasthan, Punjab. First of all, in Rajasthan, in the adjoining districts, Ganganagar, Hanumangarh, which are just adjoining to Buxar and Fazilka. The few of the blocks in Rajasthan, they were found in way back in 74 and 1991 as well in Nagaur, Churu and Bikaner. And according to the Indian Mining Department, as per their website, 89% of the potash reserves, they are in Rajasthan only, and few of the reserves are in Madhya Pradesh as well and in Uttar Pradesh as well. So Punjab is their latest find, but extraction hasn't taken place in any of these districts. In any of the states, nowhere in India. According to the National Mineral Inventory Database, the total potash resources, they are estimated at 23,000 million tons in the country. These are the figures which were given in 2020. A few of the reserves are in UP and Madhya Pradesh. So, but no other state as of now. Whatever we have gathered the information from the GSI's website as well. And even in these states as well, they haven't gone. Although in Rajasthan, they had found the potash reserves in way back in 90s in Nagaur, Churu and Bikaner, but so far they haven't gone with extraction anywhere. And in the Hanumangarh and Ganganagar area, which is adjoining to Punjab's districts, these areas are the latest finds of GSI. So other states, they may be exploring, but so far they haven't revealed any details officially.
So the potash reserves found in Rajasthan were discovered many, many decades back, and yet till date, the mining process for that has not started. Is there any specific reason behind why that is the case?
So far, the extraction hasn't taken place in any part of the country. We don't have any specific reasons, but whatever we gathered the information, according to that information, the mining department they have decided to go for more of the quality, quantity, and commercial feasibility study of the minerals, so as to get a clarity about the resource and its availability. So that's the delay in the extraction process. This is the information which we have gathered, that why there is delay. Although, in February last year, there was a meeting as well in Jaipur where the then Union Minister of Minerals and Mining, he had even chaired a meeting with the ministers of the Rajasthan at that time, and he had asked them to expedite the mining process, the auctioning process, and so that the further extraction process can be expedited. But even after that meeting, the extraction thing, it hasn't gone ahead as of now, because we have learned that GSI is still undergoing some more surveys.
And in the end, we talk about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to France from 10th to 12th of February. His visit featured crucial discussions with French President Emmanuel Macron on trade, artificial intelligence, and security. From paying homage to fallen Indian soldiers to engaging with the Indian diaspora, Modi's stop in Marseille underscored the deepening Indo-French relationship. During the discussions, France reiterated its support for India's bid for a permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. At the AI Action Summit in Paris, both leaders stressed the need for ethical AI practices that balance innovation with accountability. Prime Minister Modi also visited the Mazar War Cemetery, where in a solemn ceremony, PM Modi and President Macron honored Indian soldiers who fought in the world wars. The Prime Minister highlighted the city's historical connection to India, recalling freedom fighter Vinayak Damodar Savarkar's dramatic escape attempt from British custody in 1910. During this visit, the two leaders jointly inaugurated the Indian consulate in Marseille, a long-awaited move welcomed by the local Indian community. Beyond diplomacy, the visit also highlighted Marseille's increasing importance as a trade gateway. Positioned strategically along the Mediterranean, the city plays a pivotal role in the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor, a key initiative aimed at strengthening commercial ties between the two regions. Now that PM Modi has wrapped up his visit to France, he is headed towards the United States for further high-level discussions. With India and France celebrating 25 years of strategic partnership, the visit reaffirmed their commitment to deeper economic, diplomatic, and technological collaboration. You were listening to 3 Things by the Indian Express. Today's show was edited and mixed by Suresh Pawar and produced by me, Niharika Nanda. If you like the show, then do subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also recommend the show to someone you think will like it. Share it with a friend or someone in your family. It's the best way for people to get to know about us. You can also tweet us at Express Audio and write to us at podcasts@indianexpress.com.